Hello again, welcome to our geometry videos. We are still in Unit 2, this is now problem number 67, and we're dealing with the angles in a triangle now. So doing some triangle sum theory, the relationship between the angles in a triangle, how those angles differentiate between different types of triangles, and what it tells us. So part A says if angle D equals 48 and angle F equals 117, then what is the measure of angle E? Well, we know that due to triangle sum theory, the three angles in a triangle need to add to 180 degrees. So 48 plus 117 plus angle E equals 180. So when we combine 48 and 117 together, we get 165. So 165 plus angle E equals 180. So to find out what angle E is, I'm going to subtract 165 from both sides. And angle E ends up being 15 degrees. It's an ugly 5. Okay, so angle E ends up being 15 degrees. That's part A. And part B says solve for x if the measure of angle D equals 4x plus 2, the measure of angle x equals 7x minus 8, and the measure of angle E is 4x plus 6. Then find the measure of angle D. Well, it's still the same thing. All three of those angles have to add up to be 180. So now we just create an equation out of that. 4x plus 2 plus 7x minus 8 plus 4x plus 6 equals 180. Right, so we've seen tons of equations like this before previously. That's why we did all that algebra stuff, the expressions, equations, solving all this out. So when we combine like terms, 4x plus 7x is 15x. 2 plus 6 minus 8 just cancels out. So we have 15x equals 180. And we divide both sides by 15. And so 180 divided by 15 is 12, I believe. Check my mental math so I don't send me on the wrong track. Yes, it's 12. So x equals 12. So that's the first part there of B. But then it says find a measure of angle D. So we're going to take this 12, we're going to plug it back into here. So instead of 4x plus 2, it's 4 times 12 plus 2. And so 4 times 12 is 48. 48 plus 2, is 50. So the measure of angle D is 50 degrees. Clean that up. There we go. And the last part says if the measure of angle D equals the measure of angle F equals the measure of angle E, what type of triangle is triangle FED? If all three angles are the same, that means all three sides are the same. It means it's an equilateral triangle. Okay, so by knowing how the angles in a triangle relate, we can create equations to represent that relationship and solve for the expressions of the angles. We can then solve for the actual individual measures of those angles, and then get a value of x, plug a value of x back in, and then once we know the measures of those angles, we can actually kind of classify what type of triangle that is. If all three angles are different, it's scalene. If two of the angles are the same, it's isosceles. And if all three angles are the same, then it is equilateral. If you have any questions on the process, the relationships there, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, as always, you can subscribe, like, or share to our videos.